It was winter on the island of Sodor. Peter Sam puffed nervously along the line. His funnel had never been the same since his accident with some cars. Now the biting wind was trying to blow it away. My funnel feels wobbly, he complained. I wish manager would hurry up with my new one. He says it will be something special. You and your special funnel, laughed the other engines. They were fond of Peter Sam, but his special funnel had become quite a joke. The winter wind grew worse. The rain came too, turning hillside streams into torrents, which threatened to wash the line away. Rusty, the little diesel, worked hard carrying workmen up and down the line. They were removing branches and leaves so water could flow away. But one morning, Rusty's driver brought bad news. There's been a washout near the tunnel. The track bed has been swept away. We must repair the damage immediately. Took longer than expected. As days went by, the weather changed. It became frosty and much colder. The workmen finished at last. Peter Sam was most careful as he took the morning train over the mended piece of track. Soon he approached the tunnel. It was short and curved, so his driver could not see right through it. Peter Sam was heading for trouble. There's something hanging from the roof, shouted his driver. Peter Sam came out of the tunnel a different-looking engine. He no longer had his funnel. Here's what hit you, Peter Sam, called the conductor, and he produced a thick, cold icicle. They set off again, but without his funnel, the journey was very difficult. Then his fireman saw an old drain pipe lying beside the track. We'll use that instead of your funnel. At least it'll help control the smoke. Peter Sam finished his journey with the drain pipe wired to his boiler. The other engines laughed, and Sir Handel sang a song about it. Peter Sam said again and again, his new funnel will put ours to shame. Went into the tunnel and lost his old funnel. Now his famous new funnel's a drain. The teasing continued until at last the day came when his new funnel arrived. Sir Topham Hatt proudly presented it. Oh dear, someone squashed it, said Peter Sam, but Sir Topham Hatt laughed. Don't worry, Peter Sam. This funnel is something special indeed. You'll soon see. Peter Sam's new funnel had special pipes which made puffing much easier. I feel stronger than ever before, he hummed. Even Sir Handel was impressed. I can't understand it. Peter Sam just seems to stroll along the line. He makes work look so easy. The engines don't laugh at Peter Sam's funnel now. They wish they had one like it. Sir Handel is very proud of his big, sturdy wheels. They have broad tires and hold well to the rails, but they are unusual. One day, the other engines wouldn't stop teasing him. Look at his steamroller wheels, they joked. Be quiet, snorted Sir Handel. You're jealous. Don't worry, soothed Peter Sam. The engines all teased me about my special funnel until they learned how useful it is. Did you hear that? Huffed Sir Handel. My wheels are special, like Peter Sam's funnel. I can go faster than any of you. Skarloey had a plan to make Sir Handel see sense. With your grand wheels, Sir Handel, said Skarloey, you're just the engine to tackle George. Who's George? That steamroller over there, replied Skarloey. Listen. The steamroller was making rude remarks about the engines. Railways are no good. Turn them into roads. Pull them up. Turn them into roads. Railways are no good. Turn them into roads. Pull them up. Turn them into roads. Don't worry, said Sir Handel. Leave him to me. I'll send him packing. George will soon get a run for his money. Later that morning, George was at the level crossing. You're Sir Handel, I suppose. Sir Handel was standing no nonsense. And you, I suppose, are George? Yes, I've heard of you. And I've heard of you. You swank around with your steamroller wheels, pretending you're as good as me. Actually, I'm better. Goodbye. George chuffered on, fuming. Later that day, Sir Handel brought a special load down after the last train had gone. When he had reached the road, he saw George traveling home. Sir Handel tried to attract his attention. Beep, beep, beep. George took no notice. There was barely room to pass. Sir Handel was cross. Get out of my way, you great clumsy road hog. I don't move for imitation steamrollers. You don't know the road. Get out of my way. Then there was trouble. Cried Sir Handel. That was your fault. No, it wasn't. It was yours. Everyone was arguing about who was to blame. Hello, 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 said a policeman ominously. And what's going on here? This made everyone stop arguing. They set to work clearing up the mess instead. Next day, the workmen put up a fence between the road and the railway. Then they went away, taking George with them. Sir Handel thought he had made George go away. He talked of nothing but steamrollers. Oh dear, whispered Skarloey. He's worse than ever. I'm sorry my plan was no good. Never mind, said Rusty. We'll think of something else. But they had no need to do that. Some boys arrived instead. They pointed to the engine and cried, Look, here's Sir Handel. He tried to race a steamroller, but the steamroller nearly beat him. Sir Handel never mentioned steamrollers now. Nancy is a conductor's daughter. One day she was working on Skarloey with some polish and a rag. Skarloey was snoozing happily, but Nancy wanted to talk. Wake up, lazy bones. Your brass is filthy. Aren't you ashamed? No, yawned Skarloey. You're just an old fusspot. And Skarloey closed his eyes. He was thinking about his friend Rheneas and all the good times they had shared before Rheneas went away to be mended. Nancy interrupted again. Don't you want to look nice when Rheneas comes home? Skarloey wasn't sleepy anymore. What? When? Soon. Daddy told me. I'm going now, she said. Nancy, stop. Do I really look nice? Please polish me again. Now who's an old fusspot? Laughed Nancy and set to work once more. Duncan was jealous. Aren't you going to polish me too? Sorry, not today. I'm going now. I'm helping the refreshment lady this afternoon. We must get the ice cream ready for the passengers. Never mind, Duncan. But Duncan did mind. It isn't fair, he complained. Peter Sam gets a special funnel, Sir Handel gets special wheels, passengers get ice cream, but I'm not even polished. Of course, this wasn't true, but Duncan enjoyed complaining. He became sulkier still. That afternoon, there was bad news from up the line. One of Skarloey's coaches has come off the rails, called Duncan's driver. We'll have to take workmen there right away. All this extra work, grumbled Duncan. It wears an engine out. Rubbish. Come on. The derailed coach was in the middle of Skarloey's train, so he had gone on to the top station with his front coaches. Duncan shunted the works train into the sidings and left the workmen to sort out the mess. Then he brought the passengers in the rear coaches home. He sulked all the way. I get no rest, I get no rest, he muttered. Duncan made the journey very difficult. He was short of steam, so his driver waited a while in the hope of raising more. But Duncan wouldn't try. We'll keep our passengers waiting, said his driver. Duncan was cross. You always think about the passengers and never about me. It wasn't long before Duncan built up enough steam to set off again. But he was still very grumpy and cross. I'm overworked and I won't stand it. At last they reached the viaduct near the station. Come on, Duncan, called his driver. One more effort and you'll have a rest and a drink at the station. Then Duncan was very rude. Keep your old station. I'm staying here. And he did, too. Skarloey had to haul Duncan and his train all the way to the platform. The passengers were furious. They told everyone what a bad railway it was. That night, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Duncan. No passengers means no polish, and no polish means no passengers, Duncan muttered to himself. He still has a lot to learn, doesn't he? Duncan would not stop grumbling. He grumbled that he wasn't polished enough. He grumbled that he was overworked. Most of all, he grumbled about the passengers. I'm ashamed of you, Duncan, said Skarloey. Thank goodness Rheneas is coming home soon. Perhaps he'll teach you some sense before it's too late. What has Rheneas to do with me? Rheneas saved our railway, replied Skarloey. Please tell us about it, said Peter Sam. Well, began Skarloey, it was before you came here. Things were bad. Rheneas and I had to keep the trains running, or our railway would have to close. How awful, murmured Peter Sam. I tried hard, continued Skarloey, but my old wheels ached. Rheneas understood. It's my turn now, he'd tell me. He was often short of steam, but he always struggled to a station and then rested there. I mustn't stop between stations, he'd say. The passengers wouldn't like it. Huffed Duncan. He had stopped on a viaduct and hadn't cared at all. Passengers, continued Skarloey, get cross if you stop at the wrong places. Rheneas stopped in the wrong place once, and this is what happened. One wet and windy afternoon when the rails were damp, Rheneas was traveling home with a full train. There were even passengers in the caboose. It wasn't a comfortable ride at all. Rheneas's wheels kept slipping, and it was a steep climb. At last, his wheels gripped the rails again. The worst is over, he thought. Now we're away. But they weren't. I got a cramp, he groaned. And Rheneas stopped on the loneliest part of the line. His driver examined him carefully. Your valve gear has jammed. We need to reach the next station. Do you think you can still get us there? I'll try, replied Rheneas. Rheneas did his best. If I fail, he thought to himself, the passengers will be cross and the railway will close. Everything blurred. He was really too tired to make another turn of his wheels, but he did. And another, and another, and another. Finally, tired but triumphant, Rheneas reached the station. I'm here at last, he wheezed. Thank you for getting us home, said the passengers. We'll tell all our friends what a fine railway this is. His driver was delighted. You're a gallant little engine, he said to Rheneas. When you're rested, we'll mend you, so you'll be ready for tomorrow. And, smiled Skarloey, Rheneas always was ready for tomorrow. Thanks for telling us about him, whispered Duncan. I was wrong. Passengers are important after all. The next day, Rheneas came home. All the engines were there to greet him. Edward pushed his truck to the siding, where he was lifted onto his rails. This was the signal for a chorus of whistles from engines large and small. Everyone was happy, and Rheneas was the happiest of all. You know, he whispered to Skarloey, this helps a little engine to feel that at last he has really come home.